let's take a look at what the global handover is looking like. In Shanzi, it's been looking rather mixed coming in from the US. In fact, it's been a bad day after a really long number of good days that the US has had. Tell us what's been happening on Wall Street.
Well, absolutely. You just summed it up in terms of what really is happening with Wall Street as well. But when you take a look at the price moves coming in for the major indices, now, of course, the major event that you did have is that slide coming in or that cool-off coming in when it comes to Nvidia as well on the back of that probe that we've seen come in. So when you take a look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, you're looking at losses of just about 0.6% dropping from those recent highs, because of Nvidia shares declining as well. And a regulator, of course, in China said that it was investigating the chip giant over possible violations of the country's anti-monopoly law as well. Other than that, you do have tech juggernauts, the likes of Meta platforms, Amazon, Netflix also ended the session lower. So you do have weakness across the board in terms of some of the key stocks. And you did see that being reflected on the major averages, because during the regular day trading session, you did have the major averages falling. And on the economic front then, you have the National Federation of Independent Businesses Small Business Survey that is also due. That is something that we're watching out for. But the major event in terms of this week is the US Consumer Price Index report. Now, this is a report that we've been talking about all through this week. And this is going to be largely important because it could influence how the Federal Reserve is going to be proceeding on interest rates at its December 17 to 18 meeting. Now, the Federal Reserve is going to have a blackout period, but then this is going to be the final cue that we're going to be looking at, because you do have the kind of expectations also. When you take a look at the headline inflation expectations, those are around a rise of about 0.3% in November and 2.7% in terms of a year-over-year basis when it comes to this particular data set, and several companies that are going to be reporting numbers. You do have the likes of GameStop as well reporting numbers, so those are the ones to watch out for as well, Sneha.
Absolutely, lots to watch out for when it comes to the US markets. Let's also talk about some commodities that are going to be in focus, and let's talk about oil prices, because they've climbed more than 1% yesterday, and that is on the back of top importer China that flagged its first move toward a loosened monetary policy stance since 2010, aiming to bolster economic growth, state media reported, citing a meeting. And China's growth has stalled as a collapse in the property market has hit confidence and consumption. China's slowdown was a factor behind oil producers group OPEC Plus last week deciding to postpone its plans for higher output until April. And China will adopt a moderately loose monetary policy, according to an official readout from a meeting of top Communist Party officials, a term it last used in 2010 when it looked to support a recovery from the global financial crisis. Now you have China that's come into factor. Also supporting crude prices was the uncertainty after the fall of the Syrian president Bashar al-Assad. Syrian rebels have announced on state television on Sunday that they had ousted Assad, ending a 50-year family dynasty in a lightning offensive that raised fears of a new wave of instability in a region that's already gripped by a war. Separately, you also have top exporter Saudi Aramco on Sunday that reduced its January 2025 prices for Asian buyers to their lowest level since early 2021. All of these factors have been grappling oil prices, but oil seems to have done pretty well yesterday, because you have WTI at $68.3 per barrel, Brent looking comfortable above that $72 per barrel as of now, so looking good when it comes to the oil prices. You have gold that has hit a 2-week high level. You have gold at 2,687.8, and this is on the back of China's central bank following a 6-month hiatus. They've renewed the buying once again of gold. Remember, 6 months ago also China was actively buying a lot of gold, and they had hit the brakes on that, but now that buying has come back, and well, lots is happening when it comes to oil and gold, and lots of these factors are also leading to huge swings when it comes to these prices, Shansi.
Well, absolutely, Snehi. And speaking of lots happening, you do also have crypto that we should take a look at, because you do have the flagship crypto Bitcoin that plunged 5% on an intraday basis. Now, you've seen Bitcoin pull back 7% from those 2024 highs. Of course, you did have Bitcoin crossing that $100,000 threshold. That was the key event that we had last week as well, but it remains to be seen whether this is Bitcoin's end or a bull run pause. Let's also take a look at some key commentary coming in when it comes to crypto then, because in terms of key commentary, you did have Eric Trump, who's the son of President-elect Donald Trump, as well as the executive vice president of the Trump Organization, saying that a set of sensible regulatory guidelines can in fact help make the US a cryptocurrency superpower, and that is the word coming in. according to Eric Trump. Now, in terms of what else he said, he also said that it is a matter of time before crypto leaps ahead. He also said that America is going to be the crypto capital of the world. Like I mentioned, if there are a set of sensible regulations that he's hinting at, and he also says that they will have a clear roadmap. US can be leading by example when it comes to crypto. So lots of enthusiasm when it comes to crypto thing.
Absolutely, lots to watch out for on that front as well. Volatility continues to hit even the cryptocurrency space.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.